25 cleaning methods, most of them over 100 years old. Several of them actively suppressed by an industry that makes billions every year from you not knowing them. I'm going to give you all 25. But first, aquela que mai kaski so kawiel andacho adalig gefertal. Let me tell you something honest. Inichao. I grew up in Osaka watching my mother and grandmother clean. Their homes were immaculate. Their methods were almost shockingly simple. And when I moved overseas in my late 20s and spent the next 4 decades buying everything the cleaning aisle told me I needed, I slowly forgot every single thing they'd shown me. By my 50s, my home was cluttered. My cleaning cupboard was overflowing with products, and nothing worked as well as I remembered things working in my mother's kitchen. I spent more and got less. The products multiplied. The results didn't improve. I'm Keiko Nakamura. I'm 72. And what follows are 25 methods my family used. Methods that the cleaning industry has spent considerable money ensuring you associate with old-fashioned rather than effective. Because effective and cheap is their worst nightmare. Let's go. 1. Salt on spills immediately. The moment something spills on fabric or carpet, wine, sauce, oil, pour coarse salt on it generously before you touch it. The salt draws the liquid out of the fiber through osmosis before it sets. Leave it for 5 minutes, then brush away. The stain lifts with it. My grandmother never owned a stain remover spray. She owned salt. Commercial stain removers work on the same absorption principle, packaged attractively, priced aggressively. 2. Newspaper for streak-free glass. Every window cleaner my grandmother owned was vinegar and water, applied with crumpled newspaper. The slight abrasiveness of the ink-printed paper and intukteti agtuki and cheese is inchitbe heiko and its non-linting texture leaves glass clearer than microfiber cloths and far clearer than commercial glass sprays that leave surfactant residue. Try it once. You will not go back to the spray bottle. 3. Rice water for wooden surfaces. The starchy water left after rinsing rice was never poured down the drain in my mother's kitchen. It went onto wooden surfaces, and floors, furniture, chopping boards, wiped on with a cloth and buffed dry. The starch fills microscopic scratches, conditions the wood, and creates a light protective coating. Wood treatment products at €20 a bottle are doing a version of the same thing. Rice water costs nothing. 4. Tea for hardwood floors. Brewed black tea, cooled, applied to hardwood floors with a wrung-out mop. The tannins in the tea clean, condition, and enhance the natural color of the wood. My grandmother's floors were beautiful. She mopped them with tea. The specialist hardwood floor cleaners now contain tannin derivatives as active ingredients. Same chemistry, dramatically different price. 5. Tofu whey for lacquerware. The liquid that separates when making tofu, or that sits at the bottom of commercial tofu packaging, is a mild protein solution that cleans and conditions lacquered surfaces without the harsh chemicals that damage them. Traditional Japanese lacquerware lasts centuries when maintained correctly. Modern lacquer cleaners often damage what they claim to protect. 6. Konjaku sponge for delicate surfaces. Konjaku, the konjac plant, Tridati ai entrikaskai, ante ten ai antek, produces a naturally gelatinous material that has been used in Japan for skin and surface cleaning for hundreds of years. It's mildly acidic, antimicrobial, and extraordinarily gentle. The skincare industry rediscovered it and now sells konjac sponges for €15 each. In Japan, it was simply what you used. It costs almost nothing from Asian food suppliers. I want to pause here because I need to tell you about something. When I came back from Japan at 63 and started genuinely relearning what my family had always known, testing each method in my own home, surface by surface, I started writing everything down. The methods, yes, but also the reasoning behind them, why they worked, what the industry had replaced them with, and why. What I felt as I cleared out a cupboard full of expensive products and replaced them with things that cost almost nothing. It became a book. I called it What Was Always There, because that's the truth of it. The knowledge was always there in my childhood, in my family's kitchen, waiting for me to stop being distracted by packaging and come back to it. The cleaning tricks in this video are in there, along with the full story of how I tested each one and what I found. It's in the pinned comment below this video. I hear from readers often. Christine from Scotland wrote to say she'd gone through the book and replaced everything under her kitchen sink within a week, and her cleaning now costs her almost nothing. Paul from New Zealand said he'd been skeptical, but tried the rice water method on his wooden floors and was genuinely shocked. Yuki from Canada, she's Japanese too, grew up in Tokyo, moved overseas like me, wrote to say reading it felt like being given back something she hadn't realized she'd lost. It's there if you want it. Now, bigat kikert das inyo ai saprai tadajai yajosel yao back to the list because we're barely started. 7. Daikon radish for cutting boards. Cut a daikon radish in half and use the cut face to scrub a wooden or plastic cutting board with coarse salt. The radish juice is naturally antimicrobial. The salt acts as the abrasive. The combination cleans, deodorizes, and sanitizes more effectively than most commercial cutting board sprays, which again are typically just antimicrobial compounds in fragrant packaging. Daikon is available in every Asian market for almost nothing. 8. Charcoal for refrigerator and drawer odors. Activated charcoal has been used in Japanese homes for odor absorption for centuries. Adalah alcohol the noens ofrigerfis ganatur anoisel. Long before it became a wellness trend sold in expensive packets. A few pieces of Binchatan charcoal in a small container in the refrigerator absorbs odor compounds more effectively than baking soda and lasts for months. When the charcoal is exhausted, you don't throw it out. Imunse anati, amechakita said. Ante sait antatufre. You boil it for 10 minutes, dry it in the sun, and it reactivates. Infinite reuse. The commercial refrigerator deodorizer products are charcoal in prettier packaging. 9. Persimmon tannin for waterproofing. Shibui case and shat I and chigimwes. IGI and cheese daisi. And shigarchai and kaki shibu, fermented persimmon juice, was used in Japan for waterproofing fabric, wood, paper, and basketry for over 1,000 years. It's naturally antimicrobial, antifungal, and creates a durable, water-resistant coating on porous surfaces. Traditional rainwear, umbrellas, and fishing nets were all treated with it. Modern waterproofing sprays contain synthetic polymer compounds that do a similar job for significantly more money and leave chemical residue. Kakishibu is still available from Japanese specialty suppliers. 10. Bran bags for bathtub and skin. Nuka, rice bran, packed into a cloth bag and used as a scrub in the bath, was standard in Japanese households before the cosmetics industry arrived. The bran contains natural oils, vitamins, and mild abrasive compounds that clean, polish, and moisturize skin simultaneously. The bath itself would be left slightly milky, and the tub, when rinsed, would be noticeably cleaner than after soap use alone. The tub cleaning was a byproduct of the skin care. My grandmother had the cleanest bathtub I've ever seen and never used a single commercial bathroom cleaner. 11. Hot water and a cloth. A mistress Starkenfaus. Aegi etin de each house and trick mouse. The most underestimated method of all. Hot water, genuinely hot as you can safely manage, dissolves grease, lifts organic residue, and sanitizes surfaces more effectively than most people believe possible. My mother's kitchen counter was wiped with a very hot, well-wrung cloth multiple times a day. The commercial all-purpose sprays that replace this habit add fragrance to what hot water already accomplishes. The heat does the work. The spray is theater. 12. Pumice for toilet lime scale. A natural pumice stone, wetted and rubbed gently on toilet bowl lime scale, removes deposits that no chemical cleaner fully eliminates. It doesn't scratch porcelain when used wet. It's what Japanese public bathhouses have used for maintenance for generations. A pumice stone costs less than €1 and lasts for years. The commercial limescale removers work by acid etching a nerfesiktai, a desicatio, a naprichitai, dakditi. Effective but corrosive to both the deposit and over time the surface. 13. Camphor for moth prevention. Before mothballs, which are genuinely toxic, Japanese households used camphor wood blocks and camphor oil to protect stored wool and silk. The scent repels moths without the carcinogenic naphthalene compounds in commercial mothballs. Camphor is still used in traditional Japanese cedar chests. The cedar chest itself is a form of this. Si chi ajar agtrekukani chi chi wes adafork chi theas. Cedar oil naturally inhibits moth larvae. Commercial moth prevention products replaced something that was safer, cheaper, and smelled considerably better. 14. Iron tetsubin for water quality. Cast iron tetsubin kettles, traditional Japanese iron teapots, and deshado de alate adiskishay. Angtakifit dapti were used for boiling water for centuries. The iron slightly alkalizes the water and adds trace iron compounds that were understood by Japanese craftspeople to improve both the taste of tea and, over time, the health of those drinking it. Modern water quality products are considerably more expensive. The tetsubin does it as a byproduct of simply boiling water. 15. Newspaper and vinegar for drain cleaning. Scrunch a single sheet of newspaper tightly. Push it partially into a slow drain. Pour white vinegar over it. Leave for 15 minutes, then flush with boiling water. The newspaper creates a plug that traps the vinegar's acidic action against the pipe walls where organic buildup accumulates. Commercial drain cleaners use caustic chemistry to do the same thing with considerably more toxic byproducts. This was standard practice in Japanese homes before commercial drain products existed. 16. Toothpaste for metal polishing. Plain white toothpaste, not gel, not whitening formula, contains fine abrasive compounds that have been polishing teeth effectively for over a century. Those same abrasives polish silver, chrome, and stainless steel. Apply a small amount to a cloth, rub, rinse. The metal polishing products sold commercially are mild abrasives in carrier solutions. Toothpaste is already in your home, already paid for. 17. Cold water for blood stains, always. Hot water sets protein-based stains permanently into fabric. Cold water keeps them soluble. My grandmother never used hot water on anything organic. Blood, egg, milk, because she understood the protein chemistry intuitively without needing the science explained. The commercial stain removers marketed for these specific stains work by keeping proteins dissolved in solution. Cold water does the same thing for free. 18. Vinegar steam for microwave cleaning. Fill a microwave-safe bowl with equal parts water and white vinegar. Microwave on high for 5 minutes. Leave the door closed for another 3 minutes. The acidic steam penetrates every surface and dissolves splattered food that would otherwise require scrubbing. Wipe with a cloth, the residue slides away. No specialized microwave cleaner required. No scrubbing. No chemical residue near food. 5 minutes of steam. 19. Lemon and salt for copper. Cut a lemon in half, dip in coarse salt, rub on copper or brass surfaces. The citric acid dissolves the oxidation layer on the metal. The salt acts as a mild abrasive. Rinse, dry, polish. Traditional Japanese copper cookware and decorative items were maintained this way for centuries. The commercial copper polishes contain citric acid derivatives as their primary active ingredient. You're buying the lemon repackaged. 20. Sake for stain removal on silk. Diluted sake. Rice wine was the traditional treatment for stains on silk and delicate fabric in Japan. The mild alcohol and natural compounds in sake dissolve staining agents without damaging silk fibers the way water and soap can. Dry cleaners use solvents to achieve the same result. Sake works on fresh stains on silk that would be ruined by water or commercial stain remover. This was knowledge every Japanese woman once carried. 21. Futon sunning. The digantaderbe as so en a frichandake in des a turka day in shade derint in this original mattress cleaning. Before mattress sprays, before UV sanitizer devices, Japanese futons were aired and sunned regularly. Ofemfi, tenju inji and chiyu as tu and chiyu guides often daily. Direct sunlight kills dust mites, bacteria, and mold spores more effectively than any commercial mattress product. The UV radiation and heat do what no spray replicates. Modern mattress sanitizer sprays are a product that exists because we stopped doing something free that worked better. 22. Green tea for surface disinfection. Brewed green tea contains catechins, naturally antimicrobial compounds, that Japanese research has repeatedly shown to be effective against common household bacteria. My grandmother wiped kitchen surfaces with cooled green tea. It has a mild, pleasant scent, leaves no residue, and costs essentially nothing if you're drinking tea anyway. Commercial kitchen disinfectant sprays are priced as if they contain unique chemistry. Green tea contains chemistry that those products sometimes attempt to replicate synthetically. 23. Ash for stubborn grease. Wood ash, the fine pale ash from any clean wood fire, mixed with a small amount of water, creates a mildly alkaline paste that cuts through heavy grease on iron, cast iron, and heavy-duty kitchen surfaces. This was used in Japanese homes for centuries before commercial degreasers existed. The alkalinity is the mechanism. Commercial degreasers are alkaline compounds in surfactant solutions. Ash is already alkaline and costs nothing. 24. Wrung out tea bags for wood furniture. Used black tea bags, wrung out until barely damp, rubbed gently on dark wood furniture, then buffed dry with a cloth. The tannins in the tea clean the wood, fill minor scratches, and enhance the natural color without the silicone buildup that accumulates with commercial furniture polishes over time. Furniture that's been polished with silicone products for years often looks worse than furniture maintained with nothing but tea. 25. Empty your cleaning cupboard and see what's left. This is the one my grandmother would have called the most important. When I returned from Japan and finally looked honestly at my cleaning products cupboard, I counted 23 separate products. 23. When I went through them and identified the active ingredient in each one, I found that I had essentially been buying the same 5 or 6 chemical compounds: acid, alkali, abrasive, surfactant, antimicrobial, repackaged with different labels, different fragrances, different marketing language, an average of 4 times each. I replaced them with white vinegar, baking soda, hydrogen peroxide, coarse salt, and Castile soap. 5 things. The cleaning didn't get worse. It got better. The cost dropped to almost nothing. The toxic fume problem disappeared. The cupboard, for the first time, had empty space in it. That empty space felt like the beginning of something. These 25 methods are not nostalgic curiosities. They are effective chemistry that existed before corporations needed to sell you something. They are the baseline that expensive products were built on top of. The layer you were paying for before the markup, the fragrance, the branding, and the advertising were added. Your grandmother knew this. My grandmother knew this. The industry spent considerable money ensuring the next generation forgot it. You know it now. What was always there, every method, the full story, everything I tested, is sakakaudi en skill akri wanju denoi estu I enjoy and jed intidai and shu in the pinned comment. And I'll see you in the next video where the simplicity continues.